Bueno, bueno, bueno. Bueno. Bueno, bueno. How's everybody doing? Hey, hey, hey. Please tell me I'm live. Yes. Yay. Bueno, bueno. Bueno. All right, now we're live. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey. We are live. Hola, hola. Did it start with the, did the stars still come up or did those stop? I don't know if I disabled them or not. I hope I didn't. Okay. Oh, I can still, oops. I know what I can do. Bear with me, guys. Haha. Bear with me. There we go. Hang on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. How's everybody doing? Bear with me as I'm learning how to look right at the camera and stuff like that because I'm used to looking this way. Oops. Woo woo, happy birthday. You guys could kindly share out. Hello, hello. Oh, it does work. Okay. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm great. How are you? I wish they were right here so I could look a bit. I have to. Just bear with me. I'm getting it all together, guys. We're going to be doing some really amazing things. I have a lot of exciting new things. Hey, Mikey. A lot of exciting new things coming up. There we go. You can see that. Guys, we're going to be doing some really amazing things. I have a lot of exciting new things. Hey, Mikey. A lot of exciting new things coming up. There we go. All right. I'm getting it all together. I know it's a little late. And I'm just kind of playing with this. How's everybody doing? Oh, I didn't put down my stuff. Bear with me here. Let me fix something really quick. Well, we'll just have to put that next time. But I'll do the, there we go. Hi. So how's everybody doing? Let me look this way. It's really not good that I can't see the comments next to the camera. So we'll just make do today. I really wanted to come on live. I can't text it to you because I'm on that phone over there. Well, you can make a post. All I wanted to say is $10. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you for the stars. Just $10 for 2 cards and the read it forward. What I normally put. I can't put it there. Anyway,
Let me see if she can get that. We have my PayPal and stuff right up there, so all we have to do is say they can get a $10 read, a $15 read, or a $25 read. 10, 15, or 25. 10 is for 1, 15 is for read it forward, and 25 for deep. All right, let's go ahead and pray. You guys share out, because I can't share out. So please be kind and share out. I wonder if I can go here. I want to talk about a few deep things today. Let me see if I can share this way. It doesn't cover up my camera, so yay! That's what I was kind of afraid of. So I want to talk about a few deep things. Okay, so can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you can still hear me, because now I can see the comments this way. Yes. Thank you. All right. Let me know if you can hear the hear me, because I turned off a certain volume button. I want to make sure it didn't. But this way I can see y'all's comments right here on the camera. All right. Awesome. I'm excited. We're going to be doing some new things are coming. Definitely some new things are coming. Ooh, I can. Yay. Just bear with me as I... We're going to pray and get started. I'm just sharing real quick. If you guys could be so kind to share out as well. There we go. All right, perfect. All right. Let's pray. I'd like to ask the 4 archangels to please step forward, and the gatekeepers to put a protection circle around me and everyone that's on this live or who may watch it later. I'd like to ask Michael, the element of fire, to the south, Gabriel, the element of water, to the west, Uriel, the element of earth, to the north, and Raphael, the element of air, to the east. Our Father, art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power and the kingdom and glory forever and ever. Amen. I'd like to ask God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, archangels, guardian angel, spirit guides and ascended masters and Kuan Yin to please step forward and help me deliver messages of light and love. I ask that all messages be for the greatest and highest good. Michael, if any spirit would like to step through, please make sure that it's someone that's here, that they leave the same way they came. Their intent is of good intent. They come with good intent, and they leave no physical ailments on my body. I ask all this in Jesus' name. I think clearly, I see clearly, I speak clearly. All right. So it's a little bit later than what we're used to, but that's okay. Thank you, James. Thank you, Jade. Deborah, thank you for the stars, guys. I so appreciate it. Let me put this over here on top of here. That way I can see comments as we're rolling here. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Thank you, thank you. All right. I know I'm coming on a little bit late. So I'm going to I do want to talk about a subject, but let's let the crowd build up a little bit. Okay. Oh, let me show you my little Kuan Yin. Let's see if y'all can see it. Can you see? I think there's a delay. It's a big delay. It's a big delay. Okay. My little Kuan Yin. All right, so this really needs to be here more because that one's really behind. Okay. All right, so let's do a couple free cards. Remember, if you make a donation, that you make sure that you let my team know down there. Okay? I've got my shaman cards out. I really would I have a special message to share, but we definitely need to have more in the crowd for that because it's a really, really important message. Just getting that lit. Guys, let's go ahead and give me some emojis. And I'm going to pull a couple free cards. I do already have a donation. Let's let that burn. Okay. Yeah, they want me to use these. Okay. So we'll do what they want. We'll do what they want. Let's see if Spirit comes in. I definitely need to get this share. Need to get people in the room for mediumship. Okay. I definitely thrive on that energy, guys. That's why. That energy helps my connection better on this kind of situation because I'm not connected to one individual focusing. It's a big difference. I don't think people really understand that. I don't just tell you, hey, I give you some really deep information about your loved ones, so I want to make sure that that connection is what it should be. So let me move the fire over so that way it can burn without killing me over here with the smoke. There we go. Alright. So, let's pull some cards here. Mary. Let me pull you a card, my love. Arrow. This thing comes out a lot, doesn't it? I think you guys can see it. I have to wait on knowing if you can see it. Such a delay. Not sure why. I'll figure that out for next time, but there is a big delay, so bear with me. Okay, I can see you see it right there. Arrow. Now the arrow is a funny thing, right? Because even though it's kind of flimsy, right? The only thing that's really sturdy on it is the point. But overall, it's a flimsy thing. It can be easily broken in half, right? And that's how faith is. You got to make sure that it can't be easily broken. You know, we get one or two shots at things. We don't get shots over and over and over like people think. We really don't. Because Spirit understands if you're getting it or not. And if you're not getting it, they're going to move on to something else. And they will just let karma come in and teach you the lesson all over again. So we need to be very, very careful with that, because when shooting the arrow, like, some things are indefinite, right? Some things can't be taken back. They can be forgiven and we can move on from them, but that still put that line there. So you need to be careful with Spirit's telling me judgment. So be very careful with the judgment that we're doing in our mind. We may not say it out loud to hurt people, but we are thinking it in our mind. And sometimes that cannot, sometimes people will take that the way, and then you might change that later, but they may not be able to be your friend again. So that's what Spirit's telling me. So be careful with that. All right. Let's do another one. And guys, I'm going to be doing how I do my readings. I'm going to make them more personalized. So this weekend I'm getting it all together. But what I'll be doing is doing your reading Viva recording and sending you a link. And then if you want it one-on-one, those kind of readings, then I'll bring you in and we'll do a recording, and then you'll be able to keep it. Oh, there we go. Hey. Wait a minute. A chat just popped up. Well, I don't know where it went, but it was there. I will be inviting you to go live with me, and then we'll do your reading, and then I'll send you the link, and you'll be able to keep that forever. Also, I'm not on Facebook Messenger. I had some people do some funny stuff to my account because of just stupid reasons, and so I'm doing the WhatsApp app. So if you can contact me on the WhatsApp, and I'll do card readings, send them right through there. But if it's a one-on-one type of reading, then I'll do the link. It'll be really cool, though. That's better than the other way it was anyway, because you'll have the live reading of it. It's really touchy what I'm talking about for, the children. And there's a lot of people that don't like it. And I'm getting some backlash about it. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not going to change just because I'm getting backlash about it. I mean, it is what it is. There's a lot of children that are right now going through a lot to this whole deal. Not to mention all the other children. So that's part of the reason for the backlash. But we'll talk more about that. I might save that for a different time. Okay. Let's see. I hope that resonated. It's very important for me to share with you guys about awakening, and for you guys to really understand awakening. I don't think people explain that to you correctly. And I, you know, everybody is getting awoke. Everybody is, you know, learning information. There's a ton of information. We have to be careful. We have to be connected to higher self, so that way we can discern at what is legit and what's not, because there's a lot of fake information, exaggerated information, and a lot of truth out there. Awakening isn't becoming knowledgeable to information, and that's what I feel a lot of people feel that it is. They learn a lot of stuff. They learn about higher dimensions, and they learn this and they learn that, and they become very knowledgeable, and they start using these big words, and they just seem like they got it going on. But awakening is much more deeper than that. You have to go through the emotions. You have to have the dark night of the soul. And you have to really face all your shadows. That's part of the awakening. As you start to wake up and you see shadows of society, and you see people that you know, were really into, and you were a fan, and blah, 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 and all that. When you see that, and then you see the other information that maybe some of them are, you know, doing things that they shouldn't be doing, right? It's kind of crushing. So we have to, as we learn that about people, we're supposed to integrate that feeling, go through that feeling, and transmute that. Okay, but in that process, it's also going to show you a piece of yourself. Not saying you're doing the same thing as that person, but it shows you a darker side of yourself, right? And then you have to integrate and transmute that. So that is the process of awakening. Yes, there is higher dimensions. Yes, there's all this other yada, yada, yada. But you have to get through this basic thing, or you're going to get up here and you're going to fall flat on your ass. And it's going to hit you like a brick. And that's why I really try to talk to you guys and get you guys to understand to please stay focused on, you know, transmuting the information that you're getting. Because if you're thinking that it's not true, I'm here to tell you that that's, you know, I lived through some of that, guys. So that's true. Okay. There was I did some research today. And, in fact, let me grab that real quick. I did some research, okay? And this year, 2020, okay, no, well, we're going to back up, okay? Because I know that Black lives matter. I know that all lives matter. I know that police lives matter. I know that children's lives matter. The objective is for us to see what's going on in the collective, integrate that, acknowledge that, so we can transmute that and get rid of it. As long as we're turning a blind eye to it, or we don't believe it, or we think that it's not true or whatever, or then the longer it can exist, okay? And this year we're dealing with, you know, a shitload of kids that have been missing in this year alone, okay? Every year well, not every year, but on the average for the past 3 years, Australia has missing 20,000 kids a year. Canada is missing 45,000 kids a year. Germany is missing 100,000 kids a year. Jamaica, a couple thousand per year. Russia, 45,000 kids per year. Spain, 20,000 per year. UK, 112,000. And then the U.S. is 460,000 children per year. And this is just, I mean, there's so many other places I didn't even mention. In the juvenile system alone, since 1980, because that's kind of when they started, they've lost over 429,000 kids in the foster care system. Now, those are big numbers. And I do understand that police brutality needs to cease, right? It needs to be I know that sometimes they do need to use force, and that needs to be, the whole accountability is not there. But I do want to share one other thing, and then I'll get on to readings. In 2015, there was 994 people that died in the hands of the police. In 2016, it was 962. In 2017, it was 986. In 2018, it was 992. 2019 was 1,004. And 2020 is 549 people that have died in one way or another, whether it's justified or unjustified. Okay? Right off the bat, we see that it's half of what it was. And I know that we've got COVID and stuff going on. But when you compare that to 420, what did I say? 429,000 kids, 500. So it's not saying that those lives don't matter. They do, and we do need to address that. But guys, are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you hearing what I'm saying? There is over 429,000. That's freaking crazy. So we have to, and there's lots of pipelines to it. And we have to just kind of come together as a collective and acknowledge stuff, get informed of the right information. And I definitely want to be able to help you guys. I'm going to get more into making some videos to help you guys transmute, learning about this information, because it can be very overwhelming. And then you're sitting there and you're feeling all that and you're taking it in, and you don't know what to do with those emotions. And sometimes they turn to anger. Sometimes they turn to, that's why I really want you guys to please share this out and help me get people to listen. So we've got to learn how to take that, and we've got to focus on sending out positive energy to the children. Now, those children that come up missing are either runaways, and we know what happens to runaways. They're abductions, there's sex trafficking, and then there's child labor in there. So the longer that we stay consumed with ourselves in this race war, because that's all that it is a race war. The longer we do that, the more children get hurt. So I think if we as a collective turned our hearts and minds over to what the big number is, so we can do something about that, we will come together as a collective, and we will be able to raise our vibration as a whole, and be a better place. For those of you that that are interested in doing that, I have created a group. We're putting it together, so it's not, I mean, you can come join it, but know that we're making changes as we go and getting information in there. It's called Dark to Light, and that's what it's for. It's for that information, to try to help get that awakening information you need in a decent pattern and some factual stuff, so that way you can have that. But please know, as much as I tell you to work on yourself, that reflection goes out to the collective. And as you do that, then you're able to help change the vibration of the world. But we also have to not be so self-consumed, okay? As this nation, look around at what everybody is doing. Everybody is talking about, how I feel. Me. And everybody's trying to get their side and their point across, but they're not thinking of others, and that's what's causing the hate. We need a lot of unconditional positive regard, and we really need to focus on that. I'm going to make a little video and share some of my experience with you guys, not here on this live, but be looking out. This is going to be something I'm going to start getting involved in, that as well as the homeless, and doing readings for them. So you're going to see a lot of changes with me. So if you want to contact me, you need to do it through WhatsApp. You can leave me a message on the page, or you can Discord. I have Discord where you can chat with me all day long. You're in somebody's sandbox, so you have to play by their rules, and some of the rules I don't want to play by, so I'm just using different avenues. So please make sure you like and follow the page so you can keep up with the changes, okay? All right. So we do have a few people that has donated, so let's get started. I'm going to give another free card out real quick. I'm sorry. I just had to say that kind of stuff. Oops. It went away. There we go. Let me look right here. Okay. There we go. Now I can see. All right. So, let's do another free card real quick. Oh, and be looking out, because I'm going to do that podcasting, so that way I can say what I want to say without being taking a chance on being deleted. All right. James, let me throw you a card, James. Let's see. And then Mikey, let's get ready to do yours. Yes, I mean, I know a lot of people are scared to use their platform because they don't want to lose it. And trust me, I may have lost a piece of mine. But, I mean, what does it matter to have the platform if we're not making changes? And I can sit here and teach all the adults that I want. And I don't mind that. And I'm here for you guys, and I want to do that. But over here in my mind, I know this issue and problem is going on. And if I sit there and I just ignore it, doesn't that make me complicit? Am I not just the same as the people doing the work? I mean, not the work, but doing the damage? Am I not just as bad as that child pedophile person or that person, Am I not just as bad as them because I turn a blind eye and I don't acknowledge it? Am I just as bad as the people that I'm buying the products from that I know that are doing slave labor? Am I just as bad because, all I care about is buying the cheap and having the cheap, right? That's what I care about. I care about having, keeping my money, right? I mean, in that mind frame, doesn't that make me just as bad? Am I not just as complicit? You see? that's the reason why it goes on, is because so many of us do that. And it's not that people do that on purpose. Nobody's trying to do that on purpose. But now that you're aware, you can't ignore it. And ignoring it, it's got a lot of consequences to it. There'll be a lot of consequences to your soul and to everything. There'll be a lot of consequences for that. So you're going to see a lot of different things that I'll be doing now. I'm also going to try to do a fundraiser because I have a painter I want to paint the wall. I have a wall that I want to get painted for the children. So we're going to be doing a lot of exciting stuff. I just ask, I appreciate your love and support, and anything that you can do to help me, I'd greatly appreciate it. And it doesn't matter how little or how big. I mean, everything. The hearts on the live, sharing it out, liking my posts. If you can, you donate. If you want a reading, get a reading. If you just want to support me, support me. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The fact is that that's supporting and helping me try to use this platform. Because I know what it feels like to be one of those children, more than you guys know. So that's my goal. Okay? Alright. So I said James. Alright, James, come here, my love. And then Mikey. Alright, James. Ooh, the upper world. The upper world. There's such a delay for me to see on the but please know that this card is really a cool card to get, James, because it's saying it's time for you to reach out to the angels and to God, or whatever you call them. Doesn't really matter, but whatever you're calling your higher source, it's time to reach out, because see, we have the lower, the middle, and the upper world. We're in the middle, of course. And the lower, there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good entities and things like that are in the lower, as well as negative. But in the upper, that's like an invitation. Come on, it's time for you to step up and start getting into reaching out and healing. Because it's through God and the angels that you heal. Okay? People that try to heal without that end up coming back to the same very thing that they were trying to heal from. They end up going around the mountain like Moses. They'll say, yeah, I've healed myself. Yeah, I've got that healed. And then, something will trigger them and they'll be right back where they started. Why? Because they didn't use the power of God and the angels. And, God can be whatever it is that you want to call him. Whether you want to call him Source, Buddha, Muhammad. It doesn't matter. As long as you're calling to a higher source, that's the point that matters. Because we all have to agree. Even the atheist has to say that there's a higher power. Even the atheist has to know that something greater than them created. Something greater. It doesn't matter what philosophy you want to put in there. Whether it's a Big Bang or whatever, but it's greater than you. It's a power bigger than you, right? So no matter what philosophy you use, that's the bottom line of it. And the one thing, God is love, right? God is unconditional love, so that's why he doesn't really care what you call him, as long as you're calling something. And it is, of course, a positive. All right. So let me see. I don't have Discord, and Discord's on that phone. You'll have to send that to me in chat. Okay, Mikey, let's do your... James, did you get that? Sorry, I went off into, me. But it's time to just reach out to them, honey. They have, they always have something to say. All right, let's do Mikey. Mikey, Mikey, Mikey. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Here is your cards, my love. Yeah, I always, you know, Spirit's already telling me what your message is. I don't really need these cards to tell you your message, but I know you guys like them, and it helps you have a visual. That's how we learn, right? So, you saw me shuffle them. You've got release right off the bat. But not only do you have release there, but you've got the release of both decks. You've got the release of both decks. And so that's a massive message that, hey, we have to let go of fear. We have to let go of fear of the unknown. We have to let go of fear in general. It's only when we release that we can put our power in there. And you're doing a really good job with this because, you know, I'm working with you one-on-one, so I know that you're doing the work. But this is where it starts to get really deep, right? So it's one thing when we're talking about other people and situations, but when we start going inward and we have to work on us, that's when things really start to kind of feel a little off. But that's the ego just fucking with you because it wants you to stop. See, the ego is the ego is a little trickster. So you have to just keep doing what you're doing and not hang on to that. So you got two of those cards back to back. The exact same card, different decks. So you have to release that fear so that way we can get to the completion that we're trying to do. We're trying to complete a healing process, and we have to let go of that fear, or we're not going to be able to complete it. Okay? And then you're able to use your alliances and be able to there we go. You'll be able to use your alliances and move forward, because there's other things you're going to be doing here, and it doesn't always have to be about spiritual. It's about life in general. So when you get aligned with your spiritual team, then it's easier to take on the different things. So getting aligned with your spiritual team is coming, because the completion is coming. We have to finish the healing completion, but we definitely have to let go of the of fear, because fear is the underlying basis of every negative emotion. Every negative emotion has that bottom line of fear. Okay? It's a good reading because you're doing such a good job. I don't know if you wanted me to say it like that on here, but you know, those are really good cards. That's confirmation. You need to look at that like it's confirmation, because that completion card is there, so it's trying to tell you, hey, you know, you're almost there, my friend. I hope you're welcome. All right, so then we got Keiko. Oh my goodness, I hope I don't say that wrong. Keiko. I probably did. Sorry if I did. Let's pull your cards, and then play it forward is Read It Forward is where you buy the reading, and then I give you a card, and I give you 2 cards, and I give the other person a card, or vice versa. I give you a card, and I give them 2 cards. So you're just, you know, helping somebody else get a reading that you feel that might need it, and it's kind of good. You know, it's a reading way of buying the car behind you at Starbucks. You're just doing it in a reading fashion and giving it away, making someone's night. That's good. Thank you. Okay. It's fine. It's like Keo. I'm just going to call you Lynn. Lynn. Alright. What other card does she need? This one? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have to, oops, sorry. I'm used to going over here. We have to, we're in the middle world. You see the middle world here? We can't be stuck here, my love. We can't be stuck in the middle world. I mean, there's nothing, we have to live in the middle world. The middle world is like, think of it as like that's your 3D world, right? But the objective is to get your vibrations higher. We're not supposed to just be stuck here. We're supposed to grow. And we can't allow what's going on around us to prohibit us from growing. We can't allow that. We just flat ass cannot allow it. And that's, you're going to have to stand in your truth and stand in your power and find your power, because we all have the same power within. So you're going to have to find yours and stand in it. Even if you're shaking in your shoes, you still stand in it, so that way you can, you know, do what you need to get to the source of life, see? So you can get to that unconditional love for yourself. You can't sit here, you can't have good and bad vibrations on the same level. It doesn't work like that. You have to get to a point where you don't allow things to bother you. You're going to have to quit soaking everything in and just observe it and not absorb it. That's what Spirit is saying that you're doing a lot of. So you can get back to the source of life, because the source of life is, you know, getting connected to higher self, so you get connected to God, right? God energy, source energy, whatever you want to call it. And you see how there's 3 waterfalls here? There's 3 waterfalls because it's Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Everything comes in 3s. So this is where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in that waterfall. You're supposed to be receiving those gifts. But if you're stuck here and you're worried about the 3D world, then it's not going to happen. Okay? I hope it's not lagging or anything. Okay. Who else? Let me do a free card real quick. Actually, I'm going to do a fairy card. Let's do a fairy card. I hope that resonated. Okay. And I know it's hard, baby. And just don't be too hard on yourself. Just do a little bit at a time. You know, don't expect that. That's one thing that we do, and we tear ourselves down so easily. And we'll do the work, and then we'll look at somebody else, and we're like, shit, look how much better, and look how much faster, look where they're at, and look where I'm at. And you got to take all that away and just focus on self. Because everybody goes through the same stuff. It's just in different forms. Hey, Diana. All right. Kimberly, let me pull a card for you. Thank you for sharing. And being a top fan. Wish wisely. Wish wisely. We have to be careful with that word. I wish he would go away. I wish he would. I wish I this. Wish that. Wish that. Gotta be careful of that because our words are spells. We have to be careful of what we're saying we want out there. Sometimes we take that very lightly, right? Spirit's saying sometimes it's real easy for you to get in that mode, but you got to remember that getting in that mode will cause more issues than when you started. So you want to make sure that we are what we're putting out there that we want, that we really, that's really what we want. Sometimes we say things and then out of a different emotion, especially if it comes from anger or something like that, and then we've already put that out there in the universe. That's why we have to be careful what we say. And Spirit's saying that there's really like a with the issue issue with the when we're angry and what we're saying. So just be careful with that, okay? Alright. Alright. Alright, so we've got Audie. Audie. And then Teresa, you need to let us know, how did you you know, what kind of donation did you do? A, B, or C? Maybe we should just say A, B, or C to make it easier. I hope that resonated, Kim. Did that resonate? A. So she just did A. There we go. Okay. Adi. Kim, I intended to do just that. Thank you. You're welcome. And it's easy to do. I mean, you know, our emotions now more than ever we have to get our emotions under control, because we're not in a. Don't fall for the illusion that your life is under control by what's going on out there in the world. Don't fall in that trap. It may not be what it was, but the minute that you release your power to what's going on in the world is a minute that you will really start to suffer. Okay? You still control your world. Let me tell you something. If there's a book that, if you haven't read it, you should read it. Every human should read this book. Every man and woman should read this book. Man's Search for Meaning. Frankl, I think his name is. That book will open up your eyes, and trust me, it'll change you big time. I read that when I was really young, and that's probably the reason why I'm here today. I really believe that. Between him and Maya Angelou, I probably wouldn't be here today. I would have killed myself. I tried, because I already tried once and didn't succeed. So I definitely would have done it the second time. But for those two people, and reading that, not just listening to the videos, but really reading it and putting the pictures in your head and doing that connection with the author, that's where changes happen. And we as society, we're forgetting that. It's more about, you know, let me see what video can I listen to the audio. That's how lazy we fucking gotten, that we can't even read a book. So just try to step back and read. so you can use and develop your mind and stretch your mind and go different places. Maya Angelou taught me that I could go anywhere in the world I wanted to go through reading, and that's probably why was able to do some of the things I was able to do so young. I had no idea it was connected to this, but it was that expansion of the consciousness. See, that you can't expand your consciousness if you don't learn and expand it on all levels, not just for yourself, but on all levels of humanity. Spirit wanted me to share that with you guys. Okay, let me get back to Audie. Audie, hope. Hope is, I'll answer that question in a minute, Kimberly. Hope is, you can't never fall into that pit of hopelessness. We have to have hope no matter what. Now, that has to be directed to something that we are in direct control of, okay? Because if we place that hope in something that we don't have no control on, then we'll be disappointed because we can't control how other people act or react. So that hope needs to be with us. And with that hope, we send love out to others. I hope that makes sense. Opportunity. See, you can't have, nothing can get better in life. Nothing can change. Nothing can excel. Nothing can ascend. Whatever word you want to put there. It's not going to happen if we're not having hope in ourselves and hope in our situation. If we have the mentality that it's not going to change, it's never going to get better, I'm always going to be fat, I'm always going to be this, I'm always going to be that, I'm always going to be that, I'm always going to be ugly, I'm always going to be this. If we have that mentality, then the opportunities will never, ever be there. And any opportunities that do show up will end up screwing you over. Because they're not opportunities. They're lessons to get you out of that hopelessness mentality until you get that. And then once you get that, then you get to get out of that circle. So there's opportunity for you, but you're going to have to quit feeling that hopelessness at times. Not all the time. Spirit tell me you don't feel it all the time, but you feel it a lot of the time, and you've got to get out of that. You've got to fight it here. Remember, you control this shit. This is yours. That's something you guys don't remember, is that you control this. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It's yours. And it can only be changed if you allow it to be changed. All right. Let's see who else we got. And then we got Teresa. Is that the last one? And then I'll do a group reading for the ones that stuck around. I hope that resonated. I hope this is looking good. I'll be playing with it. Order a book. Oh, okay. Order book. What was it again? Man's Search for Meaning. Oh, I want to say it's Mr. Frankl. It was written 1942, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's an older book. But it got me to start to use my mind and not fall into the world that I was in, and repeat. Maya Angelou. Somebody asked about Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. She's such an amazing woman. I'm trying to think of her book. When a bird cage sings. Something like that. Oh man, I can't remember it. But anyway, when I was homeless, I used to go into the library, and they had AC or heat, and a water fountain. They had a water fountain. And since I was a kid, I'm only like 10 or 11 years old, they didn't say nothing to me, and I would go out into the corner and I would read, you're welcome. Yeah, I know why. Okay, there we go, Teresa. Very good. And you know, it was reading that really helped save my mentality from just really going really crazy, and allowing what I went through to affect the rest of my life. It's still affected in different ways, don't get me wrong, but it kept me from the deepest pit of all, because I was coming from being so abused that, you know, I would be hospitalized and seeing things that I should never have seen. So when it's things like that, and you get a book, that's why I'm telling you that's like really, really desperate place to be, and I could read a book and it pulled me out. So if you're in a spot, let me tell you, reading again will help bring you out. It's not just about looking at the videos. The videos are great, but you're not going to get the same effect. You're not using, it's not processing the same. And if you could get it physically in your hand, which I used to have a copy, I lost my copy. But if you can get a physical copy of it, it's even better, because you're touching it, you're reading it, you're absorbing it. That is the most powerful language there is writing. But everybody's losing sight of that, right? Because we've got the internet and everything like that. But if you want to go deep inside, I suggest that you read one of those two books, or any of Eileen Van Zandt. Any of her books are really, really great too. And the same thing with Stephen Covey. You could read Stephen Covey. I remember going and seeing Stephen Covey live in person. I was a general manager of Rusty's Billiards, and it was a 24-hour, 365-day billiard bar. And I mean, this is back when, you know, billiards was really, really big, and I ran leagues and did all this stuff, and so my boss would put me in these management type of things. And Stephen Covey, man, I love that guy. He who angers you controls you. He who angers you controls you. And he explained that, and it really, really sunk in. So, I mean, I'm telling you guys, now should be a time for, you know, to be grabbing everything for that kind of work. So Stephen Covey, Eileen Van Zandt, I'm probably not saying her right, Maya Angelou, Frankel, Mr. Frankel. Mr. Frankel's book will change your whole, it'll change your whole you will see everything in a different way, I promise you, if you read that whole book. You can't stop. You got to read the whole book. Put it in your hands. Don't just read it online. All right. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Hospitalized, and also from cruelty in my past. They don't deserve me. That's right. You know, and guys, it took me a long time before I would talk about the things that I've seen and been through. Because you're taught not to share that, right? You're taught that, and there's shame in that. There's shame in sharing painful stories because they hurt so much. But that's part of the process. It's part of the healing. There's a lot of the stories I can share that I don't cry, and I don't feel those flood of emotions. But there's also some of those stories that that when I touch them and talk about them, I chill to the bone. because it's a very severe thing that took place. But, you know, that's just part of it, man. It's just part of it. Man's Search for Meaning, Deanna. Man's Search for Meaning. Yeah, I need to get another copy of it. I've read that book so many times, and it's one of those that you can read over and over and over. Thank you, Peggy. All right, Teresa, let me do yours, and then I know I've been kind of over here talking away. Okay. Find balance. Find balance. Find balance, my friend. That's the key to life, right? That's the key to life. Balance. We have to find balance. We have to find that that place. We all have that place. You can't compare it to somebody else. It's just got to be something within you. It's a balance of the masculine and the feminine, and you know, using big words. Those aren't big words, but what does that say? I mean, that's why I don't like explaining things like that in that way, because if I tell you just balance your feminine and your masculine. No, you need to kind of go a little bit deeper with that. You know, you need to balance your frustration, your control, your sense of control, Spirit is telling me, and anger, and then balance your sympathy, the sympathy that you give. Balance how much you give, your boundaries. You don't have good boundaries. So those are the things that Spirit's saying that you need to balance. A child. You've got inner child work, my friend. Let me tell you something, guys. If you haven't let your little child out of a cage, you need to do that work, because you'll never be complete. You'll never be complete until you do that. You'll never be complete. Because, see, that child has to integrate with us. That child has to be part of us. That's who's connected to. If you want to know the truth, this is why I push so much about the inner child. It's the inner child that's directly connected to higher self, which is directly connected to source. And the problem is people try to go around the inner child because they don't want to deal with the inner child. So you just keep that child locked up in a cage and starve it to death and not pay any attention to it and just keep it locked up. And then wonder why you can't ever get where you need to get. Well, your child is a part of you that loves unconditionally. It is a part of you that enjoys life, that is happy and joyful. That's that part of you. That is your higher self. That's a big chunk of your higher self. So you can't just keep that kid caged up. For some of us, you know, putting that kid in a cage for a little bit was what we had to do to survive, but it's not what you have to do now. Yeah, it's not what you have to do now, but we're still doing the same thing that we did 20 or 30 years ago, and guess what? It's not working. That's why, you know, shadow work is important work, guys. It really is. You know, not only is it important to do, but then you learn, if you're doing it the right way, and there is a lot of ways to do it. Everybody has different ways, and that's fine. But the one right thing that you have to do is, you should be doing it. So if you're doing shadow work, one, don't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You can't. It's impossible. Because you have blinders. You cannot see everything. Right? What did you say? My inner child recent tantrums and that threw life off balance. Yep. But you know, if you, it's like a relationship with your child. If anybody has a child, you know, if you ignore your child, what does your child do? Mama, 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 hey, hey, start making a lot of noise and doing all kinds of stuff. That's what happens with the inner child inside. You know, the inner child is very, very important to integrate. Because it's within that child, when you let that child out of the cage, that's not even locked. Remember that. The cage is, the child's in the cage, but the cage is not locked. But you have to give her the willpower. You got to give her the voice, him or her the voice, the acknowledgement, the ability to speak. Acknowledge the pain, acknowledge everything that's involved. Even if you have stuff that you've done, so what? Acknowledge all the shit. Get it all out there. So that way, what do? We end up coming together. And then when new things come, so you should be learning how to deal and cope with future issues. So if you're working with someone and they're not teaching you how to deal with future issues, you need to be very, very careful, because you're not learning all the tools that you need to learn. I'm not going to say they're not doing a good job. I'm just saying, you know, some people don't know. You know, that's why it's important that you check out the people that are working with you. You know, I do that work, but I only do so many people at a time, because I really give, you know, myself to them. It's one-on-one, a couple hours a week. I only do 11 people a week. And then sometimes I'll drop it down to 7. Then I'll go back up to 11. But, you know, it's not about, you know, getting a bunch of people and trying to do this massive thing and then boom, boom. No, that's, you know, there are things that we can teach like that, but the shadow work and inner child work is not that. And it's not for everybody. Not everybody's ready for it, you know. Not everybody is ready to put the time in and, you know, do the work, because there's a lot of work. So you have to, yeah, she got your attention. So you need to learn how to balance that. You've got to balance that inner child. You know what I mean? You've got to get to where you can allow her. Once she has her voice, do you remember? Let me put a little bug in your ear. Do you remember, or do you have a child that's young, and then maybe you get angry and you scream at that child, right? Ah! And then the child, if you console and you speak and you ask, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I should not, Mama shouldn't have yelled like that. I'm just using an example. Okay, when we do that, what does that child do? Child automatically forgives. Automatically forgives. So with that, what I'm trying to tell you is that's what's going to happen once you deal with all the stuff. The child will forgive, but not until the child's completely hurt and you let the child out of the cage. You've got that child trained that bad shit's going to happen to you if you leave that cage. If you leave that cage, bad things are going to happen to you. Don't you dare leave it. People are going to make fun of you. You're going to look stupid. They're going to think you're crazy. Don't you dare step out of that cage. They put you in that cage. But there's no lock on the damn thing. Do y'all realize there's no lock on that cage? You can leave that cage. I wrote a post about this the other day. You can push that door open at any time you want. It's up to you. So, but even if the door's open, that kid's been locked in there so long, you're gonna have to face her or him and allow the conversation to happen so she or he will come out. Does that make sense? Also use it. Yeah, I'm not too, that's one method. I don't really use that one. To be honest, I don't really have, there isn't a name for what I do. See, a lot of people go and they try to learn certain ways that people do this kind of stuff, and they go by this outline and this book, and okay, we'll do this, and you should do this, and da-da-da-da-da. And that works for some, I guess. I don't know. But mine, I have no freaking idea what we're going to do. Spirit is going to tell me. I'm going to connect to Spirit before I speak to you, and then once I connect with you, they're going to talk. They're going to tell me, just like when I read for you, they tell me. They're going to tell me here. They're also going to tell me if you're doing the work. They're also going to tell me what else needs to get in there. And if you say, well, no, that's everything, the Spirit's going to say, hey, no, Tanya, there's something else there. It has to deal with it. And then I'll confront the person. Hey, wait a minute. What about this and this and this? So it's all Spirit-led. So it doesn't have, I don't have a name for it. I really don't. I have no idea. Because there is no outline. The only thing is you will start with the journal, and we will have a burning ceremony at the end. But anything that happens in between, I have no freaking idea. It's up to you and your situation, because those outlines are, they're conditions, and not everybody fits that. Not everybody fits that outline. That leaves no room for people to be individuals. Now we're categorizing people, and we're saying, okay, to help this person, we're going to have to do this, this, and this. You know, that's like medicine, where you're allowing stereotype and judgment to make the decisions. Because that's what it is. I mean, stereotype is putting in... Stereotype can be good and bad, guys. Depends on how you use it. So, because some jobs have to be able to stereotype. Okay? They just have to. It's part of the job. Now, whether or not they use it in a negative way is a different story. But when you're doing this kind of work and you're trying to say, okay, well, this person is going to fit this category, and I'm going to do this and this and this to help them, and you don't have it led by Spirit, then you're making judgment, and that's why some people don't heal. That's why some people say that they've done the work, but they haven't healed. They don't know what's wrong. This is why, because they're trying to put people in categories, you know, and you can't do that, because each soul is different, and you have to treat it delicately, and you have to allow Spirit to speak, because Spirit has walked with you. Spirit knows, and we have to allow Spirit to help guide. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes some sense. Let's pull a group card and we'll call it a night. I hope that the stream went good. I know it's a little late, so I really appreciate everybody being here. Be watching out for some videos. And please know that you can message me on the page or in the WhatsApp. You know what I mean. I've got a link on my page. Or you can always email me. This Messenger is not something I'm going to be playing with for a little bit. Which is okay. You know, I don't miss all the drama that's on Facebook. I'll tell you that. I don't miss that. Wow. Y'all got some good cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to do one more. One more. Ooh, man. Y'all got some power. Yeah, I'm doing the group reading right now, James. And guys, please come join the group, Awakening Your Soul. That's a growing and development group, a support group. And then the Dark to Light is an awakening group. So you need to, let me tell you something about that group. Please only join that group if you are ready and able to handle truth. If you're not in that position to where you can handle the raw truth of what's going on in the world, please do not enter it, because it will offend you. You have to go in there with an open mind to be able to understand what's really going on in the world around you. And and that's okay. If you're not ready to hear that or know that, that's fine. You know, we all do it at our own pace, but that's what that's for, okay? But if you want just a support, growing, and development group, come join Awakening Your Soul, okay? And then I do want to apologize about something, because I thought about it the other day. I put up a post for my ruins, and I never went back to pull them, and I can't find that post. It's like buried. So I'm going to repost that. I am so sorry. I totally flipped that off. So please forgive me, and I'm going to put that up, and I'm going to pull ruins for you guys, okay? I'll be putting a post up on the page, so make sure you post. Okay. Lost and found. Lost and found. Lost and found. Thank you for the stars, James. Thank you. You're so awesome. Thank you for the support. Those stars mean so much. It's just a little bit, but it means so much. All right. And what I mean by little bit is they give me a penny of them. But that's okay. It's just it's an action of love and support that really matters. Oh, and Discord. Discord, you can come and chat with me. You can be like in a chat group with me with a Discord. All right, lost and found. Some of y'all are feeling that way. You feel like, especially now, we're getting closer, right? We're getting closer to school starting. We got election coming up. We got the winter coming up. We got this COVID thing going on. We got the sex trafficking thing going on. We got Black Lives Matter, policemen. We got all this, and we're just like, where do I fit into all this? All this shit's going on around me. I will tell you, don't try to fit in anywhere. It's not about fitting in anywhere. It really isn't. It's about just observing and connecting within. That's all it's about. All that is a bunch of noise. Don't feed it. When you're sitting there and you feel lost or frustrated or sad about it all, transmute that. Let that out. Don't sit there and hide it. Don't, but you have to let it all out, so that way it can't have that effect on you. Because while it has that effect on you, that energy that you're feeling is fueling the very thing that's messed up. So it's like you're there. It's like you're pouring gas on the fire by those emotions. That's why it's important to release them. So then you don't have those emotions for it anymore. And then now what can we do? We can have the emotions of love and that kind of thing. And that's what we push out. And that's how you put a fire out. You're not lost, my dear. Not lost. Everything you need is right in here. You just need to connect with someone like me that can just help remind you of who you are. I'm not telling, when I work with you and I talk with you and I read for you, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, believe it or not. You may think that I am, but I'm not. That's why it resonates. Because it's something you already know. And the more and more that you grow in this, you listen, you can hear the very thing that I can hear. Does that make sense, I hope? Inner calling. Inner calling. I know that many people are worried about finance, or worried about how everything's going to go. This goes with this card. Guys, you have to just do your best. Don't worry about don't worry about the future. I guarantee you, at the beginning of the year, no one in their mind thought that we would be in this position. And we got here very quickly, didn't we? We can get out of it just as quickly. Okay? This is all just, most of it's just an illusion to cover up truth. And the more that you learn that, and the more that you know that you have so much power to create your own, then your inner calling's going to come out, because you're going to start having that burning desire to do this. Or maybe you see something and you want to get involved in that, and then boom, now that inner desire is right there for you. That's what you're like, shit, yeah, I'm for that, in a passionate, good way, not in an angry, oh, let's go fight, let's go burn down buildings, that's why those people aren't getting anywhere. They just look more and more, excuse my language, but they look more and more ignorant, because they're not using their voice, they're using anger. And anytime that we use anger to express ourselves or find ourselves, we don't accomplish anything, because nobody listens to anger. Nobody listens to it when it's delivered in that manner. Now, we do need to release anger, and sometimes we can speak in anger, but the delivery is important. We can't just be, talking crazy like that and doing crazy things like that and expect people to listen to us. It's just not going to happen. The Gatherer. Remember I told you what this card means? Some of y'all may remember. The Gatherer is the one that in the tribe that goes and finds things, and it brings things together. They're the ones that would find the new berries or nuts, right? They found, or herbs or spices. They're saying, gather your resources. Learn, but gather your resources. And you have so much more than what you think. Everybody, when I say resource, what's the first thing that we think of? We think of money. Money is our greatest resource, and actually that's your worst resource. It can be a great resource, but most people don't use it that way, right? So you have to look at what resources you have and go searching for what it is that you're missing. But before you do that, you want to make sure that you are connected, like it said, right? Because you want to make sure that you don't want to do anything in desperation. Don't do anything in desperation. Don't make decisions. Don't sign contracts. Don't move. Don't do anything. When you're in that desperate mode, don't do a fucking thing. Don't make none of those decisions, because I promise you, you will regret them later. You have to allow that feeling to bypass. Let yourself cool back down. Get back into yourself. Get reconnected with self. Get back in center, and then go and gather your resources and make a change. Make it, whatever it is that you need to do. And then we've got the Key of Light. The Key of Light is, and that's what's going on here. This is a long group reading, sorry. But this is what the Key of Light comes in different points of our life. Meaning, maybe we got into an accident. Maybe someone died. Maybe we had an experience, psychic experience. Something happens to open up that opportunity for you to wander into this realm, to make you want to think and learn and get readings and all this. At one point, there's something that happened to each of you that got you here. Well, this card, that's what this card represents, but because they're coming back with another key They're coming back with another key. And what is that other key? That is what I'm trying to tell you about what's going on in the world. That key is children. I'm telling you, if we want to bring the world together, we have to go and face the issues with children and get that under control. And everything else will start to fall into place. Because it's up here. You can't master something by picking it away down here. You just can't. You have to acknowledge and climb your way. You can't cheat and expect to get on top. It doesn't work like that. It has to be that everybody wants to know, how is this going to end? When is this going to end? None of the evil, and you have to see the heinous of evil to appreciate the majesty of love, right? Ravi Zacharias. Love that guy. He's a preacher guy, but he's really, really good. Ravi Zacharias. And we have to remember that in order to make this world what we say we want it to be, we're going to have to face and deal with the world that we have in order to change it. We can't just say, okay, well, we're going to change this and this. No, we have to face and take our responsibility, because every one of us have a bit of responsibility, because this is a creation that we made as a collective. So we, as a collective, can go back and correct it. But until we as a collective do that, things will not change. Then it'll just go into something else and something else. You look at our history. This is all repeat. Everything is a repeat. It's a repeat. What's going on now, the only difference is you see it everywhere. And, 20 years ago, they couldn't see it everywhere. Right? That's the only difference. But, that's the only difference. So, know that we're all given this key right now. We can all do something. We can all do something. We can all do something. You may ask me, well, what can I do tonight? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to get together. That's what I'm, and if anybody wants to help me, please come on board. Because it's a lot. But we have to do this. And as we do it, and we send out love, and then we gently share it with others, then it just kind of multiplies that way, right? Because it's not just those children. We've got a shitload of children that aren't missing, that are being abused. Their parents are, flipping out on them. They're beating them. We've got, abandonment. We've got suicide. We've got drugs. We've got a lot of issues. So it's kids straight across the board. And until we can get the situation of how our kids are treated, this world will never evolve. You guys can learn all the angel shit you want and all the UFO fucking shit you want to learn, and you can get as much connected you want. You can do whatever you want. But if we don't get down to the basics of the children, then it's never going to change the world. That's where peace will be. So we're all given that key. So you need to look at what you can do, whether it's just maybe support a cause, I don't know. That's what I'm looking around for. But there's things that we can do. And then we got the crown chakra. The crown chakra is a really good card to get because, see, as we do this, we get this. We become this. We then find this. And we never fall. So let me repeat. Once we get to our crown chakra, we get to our crown chakra by being connected to our higher self, right? Getting that alignment. All right. How do you get that alignment? Well, you take the key that's been given. So you deal with and you become a part of the solution and stop being a part of the problem. Because, like I said, we've all are a part of the problem in some way, little or another. Even if it's simply, buying that Hershey bar at the grocery store. That Hershey bar that you just purchased because you want chocolate is made by slaves. So you support the system of slaves. Slaves is, the Black Lives Matter are talking about 400 years ago. Shit, there's slave going on right now. So you're a part of the problem if you're buying that candy bar. Do you see what I'm saying? Our money is powerful. Where we put our energy is powerful. So it's little things that we can do as a collective. It's from as little as buying a Hershey bar to how about, getting some information or helping on a team or, whatever. But there's always something, or donating. There's always something people can do. Always. And that's what this is. Gather your resources. How to make change. It's good to make these changes within, but remember, we have to send out certain vibrations to help make the world a better place. That's going to lead us to knowing where we belong, what we should be doing, because we're going to find our passion in that. And then guess what? We're not going to be feeling lost in the lost and found anymore. We're not going to feel that. That's going to go away because we have purpose and we've got peace and we've got harmony. When you have those three things together, on top of it's being poured unconditional love, mercy, and grace, life is different. It's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. It's the dream life that we all really want. But we all have to know that we deserve it and that we can have it and that it's there for us. So many people still feel like they don't deserve, right? That's not being in your power. So you got to learn, you got to learn your power, because we all have a shitload of power. All right. Boom. All right. I'm going to end this. I hope that y'all enjoyed that. I hope that you guys liked your readings. I'm going to play with this some more. I am going to be making a video probably a little bit later tonight. I don't know if I'm going to do it on podcast or video, but it's because I really feel strong to do it. Please, if you need me, you guys know how to reach out to me. Right now, my personal page is not a way to reach out to me, okay? You can do WhatsApp app. You can do Instagram. You can always message me on Instagram. Discord, you can have a chat with me ongoing. I have the chat rooms. And then the page here. Okay? So I'll put, with the end of the video, I will go back and I'll put all my links, okay? So that way you guys can have them. I'll put a post up and it'll have all my links, okay? Make sure you like and follow the page here so that way you can know when I go live. I thank you guys so much for being here. I thank you for your energy. Love you. And please know I'm here. Please reach out to the group if you're having a hard time in the Awakening group. Please reach out and let us know, because we can send you love and light, and we can send you some energy. We can help. We can talk with you. Okay? That's what that's there for. Okay? And for the dark and light, dark to light, please, I'm telling you, it's a warning. Just go into that group unless you're ready to have real truth there. Okay? I love you guys. And if you want to book a reading, go to TanyaLee.com, and then I'm going to be doing the new way of doing readings. It's going to be really freaking awesome. Remember that when you book the readings, you got to pay for the readings or you get off the schedule, okay? It's the only way it keeps the spot. Anyway, love you guys. Have a blessed night, and I will chat with you guys later. Okay? Adios.